All right, so blue, green, flash. In Brawl, all Planeswalkers can be commanders. In normal Commander, they cannot be, but in Brawl, they can. Yeah, so this build has some choices in it. And one of the choices that it's made is Hypnotic Sprite over Quench. We do have a mix of negates and essence captures in here, so we have some 2-mana counter spells, but yeah, this is definitely a decision. I don't know that this is a good decision, but we'll play some games and think about it. One of the struggles this archetype really has is once your opponent's able to get on the board, you have a hard time catching back up. And not having Quench means even on the play, there's probably going to be games where our opponent gets out on the board ahead of us. We'll see. Did you see the mono green? I haven't been looking at modern decks. Modern's been such a crap show since ELD got printed that it's just like I'm basically only doing modern for my deck queue and just like slogging through it. I'm playing limited, and I'd like you to thank you for showcasing how good alliances. I somehow got 2 alliance and a royal scion. Nice duoful. So, I think with the double cutthroat in this hand, it might actually be right to wait on the sailor. So that way I can like play cutthroat on 2 and then like cutthroat sailor on 3. I think is what I want to do. Oh no. My opponent had the indecency to be playing 1-drops. Yikes. Alone Zaneta, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. All right, I'm going to make a command for... Right on time. Negate, welcome to the party. Not doing that because I want to do these and block. We're playing a flash deck and we're tanking on 2 mana over 1 damage while Jeff does a field command. This is the content I'm here to see. Mukatorium, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, so buttons on your underwear. Yeah, I think I'm in for that. I think this is the part where we just pivot and race, right? Are you subbed about a week ago and haven't been able to catch live until now? Well, thanks for re-upping. I appreciate that, even if you haven't been able to drop in. Hope the YouTube stuff has been keeping you held over. Turnpike Bear, thanks for the 4 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This guy's a little dodgy. Hey, Locke, thanks for the half a year of support. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Hopefully they cast like a Chandra here, and then we can Brazen Borrower the Cavalcade. Would be ideal. Heartfire, and they sacked the Spitter. That's wild. All right, well I think I negate that because I'm only taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. I'm going to 7, and then next turn I can Brazen Borrower their Spitfire. HG Lock, thank you for the half a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, so this is just a 10 ball, right? Really? Okay, yep. The old Spitfire on defense. Good golly. Are we about to beat Mono Red with this deck? Are the stars aligning? Squad goals, chat. Squad goals. It might even be wrong to bounce this, because maybe they make a bad attack, and then I could kill them next turn. Well, they're dead on board. So step 1 was we won the die roll. Like I don't think we'd have been able to win this game on the draw, but we won the die roll and this deck's really good on the play. Couple of Drakes, some Aether Gust, sign me up. We just drag our curve down here. I think we just drag the curve down, right? Just like cut 4s and 3s. Just be lower to the ground. I think that's the ideal answer. I should bring in the Veil of Summer so I can get hexproof, right? So they can't kill my stuff. Thanks for the 17 months, Zumail. Can I bump something in the standard queue, dealer's choice, as long as it includes Wicked Wolf? Yeah, 10 out of 10. Thanks for the biddies. Hope you're having a great Monday. So you're trying to tell me you're not afraid of the big bad wolf, Terran Terror, huh? I got a pre-roll ad, time to Bezos my door. God bless. For people that are commenting on my comment about Veil of Summer, that's the joke. This one, go. Protection is a fun and interesting mechanic. It generates complex and stimulating board states where both players have enjoyable games of Magic the Gathering. It is worth noting that if they have Bone Crusher stops protection from preventing damage inside of combat. So like, if I block Scorch Spitter and like they Bone Crusher my face, they would trade. Hey, Pile of Gore, thanks for continuing on your sub-gifty. Welcome back to Hoglandia. Yeah, questing beast also prevents protection. Because that's exactly what protection needed to be less confusing, was extra layers of things that allow you to get past the damage protection. Yep. Would you like to trade creatures for damages? Whew. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Do 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 do. We're gonna end their entire career here. Once upon a time, there was a cutthroat who lived through a shock. Hey Jeff, I popped my wild cards in a team of friends. I spent all day on the ladder and it feels fun and powerful. Thanks for the deck. Glad you're enjoying it. Magic, having a deck you enjoy is what Magic is all about. How do I check how long my speaking privileges will last? I don't actually know the answer to that. I think I just let this go, because I can beat these in combat if I gust the Thane. Red Rover, let the red guys come over. So in response to the Spitfire trigger, we'll gust this. And then we'll eat 2 of their things in combat. Waffles Newton, thank you for the half a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. If they top... I didn't essence capture this because I assumed they're going to top this, and then I want to capture it on the way back down. What's my line of thinking? Goodbye, little dwarf. Gosh, are we gonna win a game on the draw, chat? What is this wizardry? Everything I knew was a lie. Up is down, down is up. Some of these lists run Thunderkin Awakener. Oh. That means I shouldn't kill this, and I should kill one of the tokens. It's a good call, Tumos. Look at you with that first badge in chat. I think you might be one of the only regulars still here with the first badge. Hey, sweet ink. Nope. I can take a bit badge too. The first next to Tumos' name is not for the bit badges. It's for being one of the first subscribed to the channel ever. So they rolled something out on Twitch recently. So The first 25 people that subscribe to a partner's channel have a special badge commemorating that. What is a bit badge? Well, the top 10 most spenders kind of have special badges. We have crowns for people like that. I'm gonna keep playing my lands out because we could draw a Spectral Sailor. Can you hide the mod sword, or do you have to give up the castle? Marty does have a 1,000 sub gift badge. Man, they're just blocking forever on the ground. We're taking 4 in combat here. Castle is covered by the first. Fair. Well, they know my last card's a blank now. I think we just play defense and try not to die. Because the borrower has them dead in the air next turn. Oh, dang it, Bobby. I had to go and open my mouth, chat. Had to go and open my mouth and say they were dead. Yeah, we get 5 looks at an unsummon. Put a stop on my upkeep. We can scry at their end step, and we can scry at my upkeep. And I have 3 borrowers and 3 unsummons in my deck right now. I also have 2 Aether Gusts. When you're bottoming Cerulean Drake against mono red. Let's just go for broke. Nothing but net, chat. Nothing but net. Lexilu, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Listen, we had 5 looks, chat. 5 looks. I could have settled for the wolf. Could have settled for the wolf. Didn't settle. Hashtag never settle. If my 1+ here, never settle, chat. Oh, marketing slogans. Yay, 20 gems. Chat's right. We need a new magic set. I need booster packs that don't just give me 20 gems. Yeah, making it the 5th card is just better television. Want a die roll. Why does it give me 20 gems? Because I already have 4 copies of every rare in that set. So if you open a rare and you have 4 copies of every rare, you get 20 gems. Carpe, thanks for the 70. Carpe 75, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. That's true. Sometimes they give me 40. I actually don't have that many with 40 gems. Because it takes a lot to have all the mythics in a set. For the person that just said they have a question for me, you should always just ask your questions in chat. Like, asking me to ask a question is silly. Asking to ask me a question. Like, you already asked me a question by virtue of asking if you could ask the question, so just do it. Just do it. Okay, we beat mono red the first time. Can we do it again? Yikes. This, you could probably argue this Steam Kid's running away with the game. Woof. Well, they drew a bunch of lands. I'm kind of surprised they didn't play Rimrock. Wait, did it auto-pass and not let them play Rimrock? They're mousing over back and forth here. I wonder if it bugged and didn't let them cast Rimrock with the floating mana. Hey, nice, Adam. Congrats. Oh, they paid the full price for light. Oh, weird. Okay, so they misclicked that. Got it. Did you technically can still cast it for 3 mana, all right? Y'all want to see a trick? Do you want to see a trick? They're going to Rimrock this for +2. I'm going to Brazen Borrow it. Which counters their Rimrock Knight, so they don't get it. Can't go on an adventure if you don't resolve, chat. Can't go on an adventure if you don't resolve. Still feeling kind of dead here. They're on the board, and we are not. Really needed a wolf. Smart on the opponent's board here to counter this, do this while we're tapped out, so we can't counter it. Yeah, playing Mystic to block is not great when they have Castle in play. How do I keep from being burnt out on the game? I mean, I don't know. This is not my first rodeo. I've been at this a while. I guess I'm just used to the volume that I do. Like a lot of people that are doing Magic content especially, I feel like maybe if they're not strictly newer creators in general, they're newer to Magic. So they're just like not used to the swings that the game has. This is unbeatable, right? I guess I can hit a Brazen Borrower and bounce it and then counter it. Yeah, changing deck / formats a lot helps too. I agree with that assessment. There's a lot of people who are just like endlessly grinding the same things, and I am not doing that. Any good deck so far today? Our Mardu Knights deck had a pretty good run this morning. The modern deck wasn't terrible this morning either. Do I play any casual formats like Commander? I do not. So in general, if I'm gonna play a game casually, I usually just make it a board game. Okay. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, you could also make the argument that most of what I do here is casual. Like, we play well, or we try to play well at least. But like, you know, the decks, what I play on stream, I often describe as competitive casual, where we're playing decks that are off the beaten path, but I'm generally trying to play them and make them as optimal as possible within the constraints that we've defined for ourselves. So we basically tie one arm behind my back here. and then try and win with what we've got. We played Sultai Vine this morning. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a shock because they knew that this was coming. Steamkin really just wanted to tap me out. Weird. I think we might actually be recovered here. They flooded enough that we're pulling ahead. You know what? I'm probably supposed to attack there and start closing this game out. Coffees for closers. Nightpack Alpha's about to get himself a cup of joe. Yeah. Yeah, they need, like, running slaying fires here, I think. It's a pretty good one. Not good enough, though. Obligated to block. And they could trade this for the Nightpack with the castle. But, like, they're still pretty dead next turn, right? Because they're taking 9. Or 10. Math is hard. Yeah, Hypnotic Sprite locks them out of their deal 4 being lethal. Thanks for the honesty and the tips. Yeah, for sure. Whew! Whew! So, my opponent technically messed up here. They should have played this Slaying Fire during my upkeep because they gave me a chance to draw a counterspell for the turn. Now, I already had the counterspell there, obviously, so they weren't punished for jamming there, but they definitely should have done that sooner. On their turn, too, just before I drew for the turn, they should have done it. If that was Quench, we would have died. Yep, we were talking about Sprite versus Quench, and had we been on Quench there, we would have been very, very dead. So the fact that we had a hard counter there was quite excellent. That, yeah, that's, yeah. Thanks. I had got pinged on Discord. I appreciate you calling that out, Telran. Thank you. It's pretty, in the future, it's pretty trivially easy to undo a hard ban, so feel free to err on the side of removing people like that from our community. I think we're dead. Let's try and win the third game on the play. Peak blue-green flash. Let's try and win the third game on the play. excellent Hearthstone hand. Medium Magic hand. Yeah, this hand seems fine. We'll bottom the Fabled Passage, so we have like 3 untapped lands. We have a 1 here as well. Once upon a time, there was a... So, I think getting a big Cutthroat is one of our better ways to win this matchup. So I think because I found Cutthroat, I'm going to wait on the Spectral Sailor here. Feels like light up the stage here. No land pre-combat. Really? Okay. Sabotage is an excellent draw here. Bobble! Thanks for the 22 months of support. I appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back. Please shock my Cutthroat. So I'm going to move to blockers first here. Feels like they have a shock. Yep. So because I blocked before bouncing, I was able to prevent the combat damage from this at least. Like, we got that going for us. Still not in a great spot, though. I think I'm going to trade these here. They missed a land drop last turn. It's just like snapping off this counter, not close. Deal. Huh? I think that's not good enough because I've mostly blown my load at this point. Maybe that is good enough. If I'm going to capture this, next turn I could have gone this plus this. If I let this resolve, they get out of their mana screw here. So I think I just have to counter that. Man, where's a Nightpack Ambusher when you want one, huh? All right. Okie doke. I mean, they know we're playing Wolf, right? Like our deck's a thing. Bone Crusher is ready, chat. It's not a bad draw. Oh, I wonder if they don't realize that this lets them get past protection. I bet they don't realize that. Huh? Okay, these are like actually both great. No, so in addition to being a shock, Bone Crusher Giant also says this damage can't be prevented this turn. So protection prevents damage from being dealt. So if like I block here and they Bone Crusher me or something else, this protection then doesn't protect that turn. It doesn't prevent damage. Because protection's a very intuitive and easy to understand mechanic. So this card is actually a way for mono red to attack through this card. Yeah, they have to cast it before damage is dealt for the turn. No, they would target me or something else in play. So they can't target this with Bone Crusher. Oh, did I not scry? I didn't end step scry because I was explaining how protection works. The reason why I didn't make the good play is because I'm bad. Unsummon's actually a really good draw here. Unsummon actually lets us pick this back up and counterspell again. Oh, did I play Negate? Alright, you're making me think I'm crazy, chat. This is kind of hot. Bone Crusher was not prepared. Do we run it back? Run it back now, y'all. Is the counterspell deck good against the deck that can only play one card per turn? Check, yes, no. Second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Rude. I would have conceded the second unsummon. Probably not unreasonable. Yeah, mono red generally gets underneath this deck, but like they stumbled this game. This is like a big deal. They stumbled and we drew Cerulean Drake. Like, Drake is huge here, and they stumbled. Are we 2-0 against red? That was the second red deck we've played against, right? So we're 2-0 against mono red with this deck now. Oh, my disc plates are supposed to be here today. That's exciting. I also need to listen for the doorbell, because apparently I have to sign for them. Hundred percent win rate. Deck busted. Disc plates. They're actually up there on the F2K scroller now. They are. one of Fate to Karma's sponsors. They make, they're like metal posters. I thought I had a, yeah, there's my, if you click my link there, the Jeff Hoagland Displate link, you can, some of the ones that I picked up are favorited on my page. Yeah, they look neat. I got one of the Eevee ones, and then an F2K one, and then, my wife loves Spyro the Dragon, so we got a Spyro the Dragon one. Well, land, please. Maybe if I wanted the ones to find me an untapped land, so like I bottomed the Fabled Passage, hoping the once would get me an untapped land. Or are they playing Temur Oko? I almost feel bad if they're playing Temur Oko, because this matchup is kind of bad for Temur. Although, our draw is currently pretty terrible. That's true. Matchup is good when we mulligan and stumble. I mean, it's hard to judge an opponent based on their sequencing too much when we, like, don't know the contents of their hand. Something that's good to remind people of. Alright. Alright. In it to win it, chat. In it to win it. JK, LOL, tapping out. Opponent resolve, Broco. Pack your crap up, we're going home. Yeah, their stuff seems... I'm excited to see them in person. When we get them in person, I'll tweet a picture and show them off on stream.
One bite, and all your cares are gone.
All your cares are gone. Yeah, they may have just drawn the forest. They may have just drawn the grazer, like... You know. Negate would be a good draw. Yep. For sure. Untapped land there would also have been a good draw, because I could Borrower plus Sabotage. I think that stays there for now. Who heard Watsy to ban Wild to Cuddle in Modern but not Standard, right? What is happening? Huh? Is it crazy? I think I'm gonna eat this in combat here. How long will the 15% off be around for? I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, that's so punishing. Oh, brutal. So, like, I was okay trading the Nightpack Ambusher for their 3/3 and their Wicked Wolf, but the fact that their second card was Goose means that we just get blown out, right? Because, like, now they're on the board and I just can't do anything. I think my play there is fine. I think playing around them drawing exactly Goose is not correct, because, like, if that doesn't happen there, we're just, like, ahead by a lot. But now I think we just can't win anymore. Upkeep bounce doesn't do anything because they have 2 things producing food that I can never beat. Capture is a little medium. Hypnotic Sprite seems a little bit medium. We'll bring in Stroke and Gust. Mystical Dispute. Counters Scions. Counters Oko. Can be like expensive cancel. This is probably pretty good, actually. Maybe, yeah, I guess they knew about the wolf from a once, but like they also could have just been like okay with that trade. They also have a bunch of things that are a lot more expensive than that, Dr. Mr. Punny. I think I'd rather have more flexible counterspells. Well, I guess Stroke is not flexible in the other direction. Grr, arg. They have nothing. So, when my sideboard guide goes up later this week, you'll see me talk about this, but this is actually the only matchup in the format where when I'm on the teamer side, I board out a Boreal Grazer. Because this card just like doesn't have text if they counter your planeswalkers, and this deck frequently is countering all your planeswalkers. Hey, Fox. Yeah, you're always welcome to dole out some sub-gifties for a deck list. Whoop. Is it up already? My editor's great. I sent that in last night. It is in fact up already. So you can, they haven't read my primer that's already out. Look at that. I don't write every week for them anymore, but when I have something worth writing down, you can always find my stuff at Cool Stuff Inc. So, Peregrine, rather than me tell you that you're wrong, tell me why you're right. Why is it the best? Use your words like the big kid that I know that you are, and explain to me why Quench is required. For example, Quench is the most flexible 2-mana counterspell, but it's definitely not the best in games that are going long, and this deck frequently plays long games. Alright, so this game feels pretty over. Oh, am I not in the end step? That's fine. It doesn't matter. They didn't have anything. Hashtag never punished. Hashtag no justice stream. What happened to the broadcast earlier? I was watching and it just cut off. Nothing happened to the broadcast. You must have had a disconnect from Twitch, or Twitch just messed up between you and Twitch. Or no issues on my end, Wargy Corgi. Zero drop frames for the last 4 hours and 42 minutes. This might be a draw where we just get to aggro them out. Again, when we have like the double Cutthroat Sailor, I like to Sailor on 3, even with 2 of them, I think.
Every tale about me is absolute nonsense and absolutely true.
Probably did.
He's enchanted.
Opponent played a card that's on the board. Can't win anymore. It said you were hosting someone else for me. Weird. Twitch must have really messed up for you. Yeah, we've been live the whole time. GG. And we're dead. That 2-1 now? I believe. We are 2-1. Ooh. Yeah, I agree. The Team Morocco deck's great because it has some staying power into the mid game, but it just has draws that run people over. It's a great aggro deck. Yeah, as a heads up, Wargy Corgi, if I ever deviate from my normal schedule, you will always see a post in the subscribers Discord and a tweet generally explaining why there's a deviation. As an aspiring programmer, do I have any resources I would recommend? Yes, learn Python and start building things. Should you leave chat? I mean, I'd prefer if you didn't look at my cards while we play, but obviously I can't enforce that. I don't know. Veil of Summer is kind of super powerful in Standard too. I don't know, the whole power level of this format in general is just incredibly high. Well, can't win. Oko article is up now. Ooh, if they miss a land drop, we might have a chance. Okay. Take a chance on me. Do-do-do-do-do. Hey, they stumbled and we just drew a wolf, so like, we could have a real shot here. If they're really unfortunate, miss a land drop again, we're going to be able to pull it ahead. They just have Murderous Rider. Maybe I'm just supposed to let that resolve. If I counter the rest of their creatures, I guess that card doesn't matter. You just don't have anything else? That's good for me. For people asking, I am not intending to edit and post the PTQ from yesterday on YouTube. Moto videos don't get that many views, so spending over an hour of my time editing the downtime out is not a good use of my time. So, if you want to watch, it's available as a Twitch VOD, but I do not intend to post it onto YouTube. I went 5-3 to finish in the top 32 of the 185 player MCQ, which for those not familiar with the prizing, finishing in the top 32 of the MTGO PTQ was more prizes than I got for finishing 22nd in the 2,000 player Arena MCQ. So it's not too much of a feel bad. Got a little something for our time. You ever used Code Academy? I have not. Feels like we've made it at this point. Opponent stumbled long enough and didn't develop enough board presence, and now we're solidly into double spell turn while keeping them off of what they're doing. Yeah, I agree. Feels dangerously close to doing it. Maybe I'm supposed to Hypnotic Sprite that, so that way I could still Brazen Borrower. And that will let me play the Sprite this turn. Could go either way there. Okay. Boop. Boop. All right, so they have Priest. They're probably going to have Noxious Grasp post board. So do I want some Veils in this matchup? I maybe want some Aether Gust too. They have a number of red cards. I don't have that many good negate targets. I more care about their creatures than anything, I think. I probably don't mind pulling my curve down a touch, although the body on this is pretty relevant, so I think I'd rather trim Sabotages. Let's try and bring in a pair of Veils and see how that feels. Split the difference up here on the more expensive stuff. Sure. Do people think the new ban announcements are strictly for standard, or do we think there's a chance that the formats are impacted? We don't know is the answer. They've never done this before. Something that someone brought up today that seems potentially reasonable is that they're planning to roll out... Oh, maybe I'm supposed to keep that. they've been talking about rolling out Brawl on Historic sometimes, Brawl on Historic, Brawl on Arena sometime soon. And there's potential that they want to ban some things in Brawl before they roll it out. What's the sweetest deck in Standard? I really like both Aristocrats and the Team Oko deck. The deck my opponent's playing, actually, and then Team Oko are my two favorites right now. And you can find my preferred builds for both of those things on my website. It feels to me, and what I'm hoping it is, I'm hoping that the reason they announced this is they don't currently see any issues, but they're just leaving themselves room to have a ban after the MC this weekend, but before the next Paper Mythic Championship. Yeah, Ranklecrats. The Aggro Knights deck is good, but it's not, I don't think the gameplay is super interesting with it. It's mostly a just beat you down. Yeah, I think I plan to cut Hellkite to try that out. I also think I want to try a couple of Interplanar Beacons in the mana. Like cut a mountain and an island for 2 Interplanar Beacons. Yeah, Tenorka, Magic players always want something banned. The format changing every 3 months isn't fast enough for them. Yeah, I agree. So the opponent sacrificed their last 2 creatures to Oven, which denies us the Brazen Borrower, but it also lets my Brazen Borrower just be Doomblade. And like, my Brazen Borrower being Doomblade for those 2 creatures was like, kinda good for us. I played against a blue-green fog deck with my Bone Crusher Questing Beast deck, and they roped me after reading Bone Crusher's tech box. Excellent. I'm actually a little salty that we didn't get Questing Beast like the previous season. What do you think Moo solves? She's just another cheap Planeswalkers that impacts the board. She's not there for her ultimate Wargy Corgi. She's there to make 4/4s. 4/4 flyers are great. Well, that's rude. They're gonna eat my dog, chat. They're gonna eat my dog, and it's really unfair. Something that's also sweet is that Yangling also works well with Questing Beast because she shrinks the power of things, which is sweet. Wait, did they just miss sacking? I guess it doesn't matter because they have a bunch of food. Veil is looking pretty silly here. Yangling also removes flying from creatures, so she can remove blockers when you're killing them with Sarkhan's Plus, which is neat. Oh, it's good with Oko swap too. Yeah, it lets Oko steal 4 and 5 power creatures. Yeah, that card sounds really sweet. I'm definitely trying 2 of her. Don't cut the dragons. I just crafted them. I think in place of Hellkites, having 4 3-mana planeswalkers is like real reasonable. Makes Circuit a lot better. Three CMC deck. Yeah, exactly. It does make one slightly worse. But here's the best way to think about once in that deck. The reason why that deck plays once is because we want to be able to... The deck plays once to hit its 1-mana dorks more consistently. The fact that it does more than that is upside, not the reason we play it. Yeah. Like, the fact that it occasionally does more than that is like a bonus, not the intent. In Historic, a teamer deck like that probably won't play once, because we'll just play Land War Elves, or probably won't play 4 once. Because we can just play 12 1-mana dorks in Historic. Cause that's okay. The random bits of life from a couple of interplanar beacons could also be relevant. Hey, thanks for the 11 months cooldown, Max. Heading towards 12 indeed. The cat came back the very next day. Oh, the cat came back. I thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. They knew he wouldn't stay away, away, away. Hey, hey, hey. So we're going to be dead to an active treason or Acclaim the Firstborn here. Maybe I should have left Spectral Sailor back as a chump blocker. Yeah, I think I should have left this back as a chump blocker here. Definitely messed up. This card also seems pretty medium. Okay. Woof. Woof. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Do 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 do. We're dead on our upkeep to this, though, right? Their last 2 cards being that was like pretty good. Yeah. So I have to draw. If I draw a bounce spell or our other Veil, we're alive. Close but no cigar. They let me untap because I was hexproof from black. If they sack the cat, I think I'm actually happy with 2 of those. If they sack the cat, then they don't have a way to sack my wolf. So, like, even if this is a blue source, this hand still needs a lot of help, right? So I think we mulligan. This is fine. Duress me, daddy. Duress me. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know, just what I like. Just what I like. You were missing the point of damage that the cat does when it comes into play. So their devil did 2 there, and their cat did 1. We were at 3. The red-black oven deck is really sweet. After Teamer Oko, it's definitely my favorite thing in Standard. Maybe I'll do a write-up on that one, too. Would a write-up on the Aristocrats oven deck with a sideboard guide be something people would want to see? Should I take a couple hours to do that? Martin Yuza all day yesterday was saying Royal Scions doesn't belong in French. It doesn't impact the board state as well. Enough thoughts. Well, my thoughts are obviously he's very correct. That's why I continue to play 4 of them. So very, very clearly I agree with his stance. That's why I continue to play a bunch of copies. They know about Doggo here. Martin's list, if I recall, was playing 0 copies of Once Upon a Time and was playing Paradise Druid. So, yeah. He had Nissa and Hydroid Crisis too. And in my opinion, the Teamer deck is just not, it's not a mid-range deck. It's an aggro deck. And like, playing Paradise Druid and not playing a Boreal Grazer and playing Hydroid Crisis just makes the deck a worse. I think if you want to play Hydroid Crisis Ramp, you should just be playing the Bant deck. I think the Bant deck is very reasonable. Man, that's unfortunate. I guess I can find a... Oh! That's also kind of cool. We were talking about sprites, and something that Sprite does is we can find Sprite with Once Upon a Time, right? Didn't find it here, but that is something that's like a thing. Oh, no, if I bounce that, they just replay it, so it doesn't matter. I think they're about to bake my dog again, chat. I'm not really sure we can win from here, honestly. Now, if I bounce my wolf, they just sack it. This can't bounce permanents I control. This cannot bounce permanents I control, chat. So at no point could I use the Brazen Borrower to pick my stuff up. Because once they have it, they just sack it. This attack is bad because they have a free block. And they get to attack me next turn. Can you not bounce in response to trigger? No. So if you read this card, and this is a good question. So if you look at Witch's Oven, everything that's before the colon is part of the activation cost. So sacrificing the creature is part of putting Witch's Oven effect on the stack. So you cannot respond to them paying costs, is the key distinction here. Tilt. Feeling kind of dead. I guess I can just play a 3/1 flyer and then I have 6 power in the air, but like, they're gaining a life every turn and hitting us. Yup. And again, like, these are the types of decks that are just, like, very hard for this Flash deck to beat, right? They just play a bunch of cheap stuff. Oh, we weren't at their end step yet. Whatever. Chat, if I bounce the Sprite, they sacrifice it, and then I lose my Brazen Borrower. Stop it. Pay attention. Literally the thing we just got done discussing.
Andra, you need more control. Just let them burn.
Oh, why is the oven deck so good?
This one?
Why is the oven deck so good, chat? Oh. Yeah, we also just talked about why we couldn't bounce it in response to the active treason. Good try, though. Good try not paying attention a second time. A spoonful of bits helps the chat go down. Alright, I get to petty theft this and then gaze it on the way back down. So if they draw just mono bricks from here, we kind of have a shot. But if they have any amount of things, we are probably dead. Can't beat things. How's this deck been? This archetype is aggressively mediocre. I think this deck is the worst deck that people register in Standard with any amount of consistency. Like, obviously there's decks that exist that are worse than this, but this is one that people constantly register that's real bad. Hi, kitty, I missed you. We can't race the cat, right? Why not? They only have 2 more food and I'm at 2, so like, we're not dead on board, technically. We're only mostly dead. Our deck is mediocre. The opponent's archetype, I think, is one of the best aggro decks in the format. I think it's very good. Has a lot of good aggressive draws and also has an incredible amount of staying power into the late game. They seriously draw another. Bone Crusher's ready. Woof. Woof. Yeah, I don't know. I guess my takeaway from that set was Hypnotic Sprite was much better than Quench at many points, especially when you consider the fact that Once Upon a Time finds it as a counterspell, which is sweet, just like it finds Frilled Mystic. Being able to unsummon this and replay it as a counterspell like we do with Frilled Mystic was also relevant at a couple of points. Like I said, overall, I think this deck's kind of fun to play, but in terms of its overall competitiveness, I think this deck's just not very good. Its inability to catch back up when it gets behind on board is just something that puts it as a huge dog in a lot of matchups in this format. And past that, with the best controlling style deck being the Golos Field deck in this format, you can't counterspell their Field of the Dead. So, just has a hard time getting hit from both directions. All right, we've got a sweet one coming up next year. So, traditional control is something that struggled a lot in this format, but this kind of Reanimator control build is something that felt really good the last time we played it. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick ad break, and since I'm running long today, I'm going to take my Invisalign out off stream and grab a snack to eat since I'm running for another 4 hours yet. So don't go anywhere. We've got 3